is more natural at tackle than he's been at guard. I thought he's done a very good job at guard, but I thought he looked really good at tackle today. And maybe that's because he got most of his games under his belt at tackle. I think his junior year, he started almost the entire season at left tackle while he was at the other, his previous school, and he just seemed very comfortable out there today. And he hasn't taken any reps out there until today, so I was very pleased. And obviously he's going against Owa, who's a pretty good player, and he is able to more than hold his own. And so I think he may have found a left tackle.
So with then Caleb, would he potentially be the right tackle?
Yeah, Caleb. We went into practice today before Alex went down. We went into practice with Caleb was right tackle and Malcolm at left. So I mean that's something that we already talked about last night in our room, and we rolled with that today just to see what it looked like, and it looked good. Caleb looked good on his side, and Malcolm looked very comfortable at left tackle. So I'm very comfortable with that. It's just in shells. There's only one day in, but we'll see how it goes the rest of the week and early into next week, and we'd like to settle down midway through next week and see what we finish with.
I missed the beginning of what you said. Do you feel pretty confident with kind of the group you have now, or is there a lot of positions? These are still open besides center.
Well, everything is open.
Yeah.
Even center is open. Jake's obviously the leader of our offense. Side of the ball. He and Brett has been a team captain for 2 years straight, and in our room he's been a leader. Even with X and Bach in there, he's been the guy. So you'd like to say that he's going to be that guy there, but every season it's kind of what have you done for me lately? And if you're balling, if you're doing the things that are asked of when you're playing at a high level, then you get an opportunity. And I don't know if we'll have any freshmen playing this year. It doesn't look like that. Finally we'll have, I guess upperclassmen, even though all sophomores, but we have guys that have some games under the belt, and so I'm excited about that. Guys getting out there and us being able to progress and do some, different installs and move further down the road. Obviously, Noel probably be a little bit excited about that. He's maybe put some more wrinkles in and do some things that we haven't been able to do in the past. So I'm excited about it. We have a lot of numbers, so we're able to rest some of the guys at times. The quality, depth isn't what we want right now, but we're a young group and we're getting better each day.
What have you seen from Redmond besides his haircut?
Alex is a guy. He's a physical guy. He gets after it, but he needs to get better. Regardless of what accolades he got after the season, he's not where he needs to be, and he's not nearly what he's going to become. And he just has to understand he's a work in progress, and he's setting the foundation of what he's going to be later down the road. So he has to put practice together and not just be physically tough, but be mentally tough as well. Just go out there and be disciplined and do the things that we ask of him and not get out of control sometimes. But he's doing a good job of that, and that comes with that's part of the maturation process, and he's coming along quite nicely. Today had a little bit of it was a little bit hiccup, but he'll overcome it, and he'll come back out here soon. He'll probably be out here tomorrow the following day, so not too worried about that. There's something happening with the heat and all that, but he's a pretty tough kid, so I expect him to be back pretty soon.
Do you have an idea about Scott Quassenberry and what you're going to end up doing with him this year? If you're gonna...
he gets a lot of flexibility within in the interior. He can play all three positions. So obviously he started last year out of necessity, but I think he's earned the right to battle for that spot. So he's right behind, Jake kind of stepping on his heels and, battling with him. But there's a good chance he could end up being one of our starting guards, and I think, that's what he is right now. So it's him and Alex at the guard position, and he's battling Najee, but I think he has a little bit of upper hand just because the game's in his belt, and he has experience. So we'll see if he can hold on to that. But, I think the way he's worked in the offseason, the way he works out here every single day, and the way he goes about his business, I think, it's his to lose right now.
Where does Simon kind of fit into the whole equation?
Simon's day to day, trying to get better. He's been through a lot. Sometimes when you've gone through some things he's gone through physically, guys, a number of us that played, a number of years, different things like that, you understand that sometimes it's not about the physical so much as the mental. Obviously from the physical standpoint, it's going to take a while for him to get back, but from the mental standpoint, when you've had the things that has happened to him, the confidence is shaking a little bit, and it takes a little bit to be able to come back into play. Not just at the level he was before, but to come back and play without being nervous or being shy around fouls and different things like that. So I'm patient with him. I understand it. He goes out here each day and tries to do what he can. And I don't have a problem with where he's at right now. He's trying to get better every single day.
What about Colton Miller? It's kind of your first couple of days working with him.
Colton Miller, just giving him an opportunity because of numbers and because Simon's out and Connor kind of easing back into things, so Colton's an opportunity to get out there. It's hard to tell. We haven't had pads on for 2 days and we have shells on today. So he's learning at the same time. He's trying to adjust and get acclimated to, the physical nature of this level of football. So it's just, it's kind of wait and see. It's very hard to tell this early. Sometimes, I've learned that I haven't been coaching that long, but in the first few years I learned that you can't really judge a guy that first week of practice or first 2 weeks. Sometimes, look at Alex. Alex wasn't even in the mix at all until 4 games before first game, and then he goes and he's freaking first team all everything for the rest of the season. Who would have known, you know? Or then Caleb loses his spot the first week and then comes in because of injury, and then he ends up making all kinds of, you know, so you just never know how it's going to work out. You just got to be patient with guys and understand everybody matures and catches on at different times, and, you know, just work. So he's willing to do the work, and we're willing to put the time in to teach him, and, you know, we'll just see when it all comes together.
Do you feel pretty good about the tackles that you had out there today, Caleb? Am I right?
I feel really good. Like I was saying previously, I thought that, you know, Malcolm has had experience starting the entire season at left tackle before in his previous team, and I thought he went over the day and he was very natural at it. You know, even, you know, maybe the next level would probably be a guard or something like that. I don't know, you know, depending on what type of system that he's in, but I mean, he went out there today and did a heck of a job. He's going to get a pretty good player and all, and more than held his own. Very physical, just brings a different kind of, I mean, it's just a different kind of player than what we used to have in that tackle position in terms of physicality. And obviously we're able to get some things and get the edge, some things that we haven't been able to do previously. And so I'm excited about that. You know, we actually changed some things schematically in the middle of practice because we're able to do some things that we haven't been able to do before. And just, you know, it's exciting to go in there and watch a film today and see what we can do differently. You know, I feel very comfortable with them over there. And, you know, if Coach Mazzoni and Coach Moore feel the same, then, you know, that's probably how we're going to keep it.
Anything specific that his skill set kind of allowed you to do?
You know, a lot of times you get a guy left tackle and he's long and rangy, and he's athletic, but he doesn't have that physical presence. You know, he doesn't have, you know, he has pretty good feet, but I mean, he's not like a ballerina or anything like that. You know, he's a mauler type guy, but he has good enough feet and he has pretty good technique and he has a great deal of length in terms of, you know, being problematic for guys rushing off the edge. And, you know, if a guy tries to go straight down the middle, there's no way to, you know, really go through him. So, I mean, he just causes a lot of problems when he goes out there. You know, they don't really see guys like that, especially in our conference, you know, where sometimes the tackles are a little more finesse, you know, so it's a little bit different, you know, but it's exciting for for somebody like me to, you know, have a guy like that that could be physically imposing. So.
When he came here, was you know, him at left tackle kind of a thought at all, or is that just something that's come up more since he's gotten more in shape a little bit? And
yeah, I knew that he could play all four positions, but it's just a matter of where we're going to play him at. And you know, testament to his character, he didn't really care coming in here. You know, he had no expectations of that. He wanted the opportunity to, you know, play and play early, start, and all those different things. Obviously, he wouldn't have came here. He would have just left him, you know, to the next level. But we wanted to get better, and whatever position is going to able to do that, that's what we wanted to do. You know, I went in there last night. Like I said, he hadn't been able to take any reps or anything. I went in there last night, just said, I'm going to move you over for the next couple of days just to see how you do. And he said, all right, coach. And that was it. You know, didn't ask me any other questions about plays or anything. Just that it came out today, no missed assignments. He just, you know, but he's a grown man. You know, he's mature, a lot different than some of the other guys. So he's a pleasure to have in the room, and he, you know, along with Jake, brings something to the table in terms of leadership. And you know, I'm appreciative of that.
How noticeable is the difference in depth compared to this time last year?
I obviously have a lot more numbers. I mean, we're rolling with 7 to 9 guys every year since we've been here. So, you know, I don't have to take it as easy in drills and kind of save them. You know, we're able to get through some things and teach them things and do things that we haven't been able to do in the past. You know, we don't have the quality depth that we like, but we do have the numbers in terms of being able to rest guys. That's not to say that we won't have quality depth, but there's just a lot of guys that develop and that are really young. You know, in other places they wouldn't have to play for 3 years, but in here, you know, they're injury away from potentially having to play. So just trying to get those guys up to speed and build their confidence up, not false confidence, but getting confidence through being prepared every day. You know, so they can operate with unconscious competence. So we just want to, you know, chipping away at that and see how it goes.
Did Bunche take to the leadership role naturally, or did you prod him to do it?
No, I'm not like that. I like to happen naturally. You know, I don't want it to be something that's manufactured because I think the kids can read through that. I want it to be genuine. I want a guy to earn it. And Jake has earned that. You know, even with X and Bach in the room, he's kind of been the guy. And Malcolm, through his presence alone, and he's not just he's a little bit older, he's a lot more mature than anybody else probably on our team. He's just a different kind of guy. I don't know if you guys get to spend much time with him, but you know, early on you can see that he was going to be one of the leaders in the room. And he doesn't say a lot, but when he says a lot, you know, people listen and holds a lot of weight. So it's been pretty nice to just sit back and watch it develop. You know, and just obviously as his play catches up to all that, it's even more effective, and there's even more people listening. So,
how close are you to the depth that you want?
I think probably another. I don't know, maybe another year or two. Offensive line is so different, you know. So it takes the maturation process in terms of physically and mentally takes so much longer than any other position, and it takes time, you know. And just for some reason, there's a string of bad luck in terms of injuries and different things like that. So it's like when you think you got it going, you know, something happens. But I think we're about another year, maybe 2 away in terms of having guys. You know, this is the first time we have walk-ons. You know, that helps a lot. We got 4 new guys in. And those guys go down the scout team. That means that we can have some of those other guys up with us, and they can learn to take reps. This spring was the first spring that This spring was the first time Jake's ever got out and practiced. Up until that point, he took every rep in practice for the last 2.5 years. It's just unbelievable. You talk about the miles on his body. But it's the same thing as X too. But that's why he's so far along, mentally compared to everybody else. But at the same time, it takes a it takes a toll on your body. And he's been pretty beat up all last season, and now he's starting to get his body back, and you see him run around. It's a little bit different, and so you start to see, why it's important to have that type of depth. We like to have about 22 linemen. We have 19 right now. I think 16 of those guys are scholarship guys. If you can get around 20 scholarship guys and maybe 24 guys, I think we'd be in pretty good shape. So.
Is there anything that convinced you to move Malcolm over? Anything you saw in those first 2 days, or just kind of intuition?
I just knew he played it before and just wanted to give him an opportunity, just kind of move guys around. One of the things I like to do too is I like to move guys around so they can learn every position. I think that they get too comfortable at one position early on, then that's all they know. They don't pay attention to everything else. I want them to see the big picture, know everything that's going on in the box, be able to make all the calls. And just the way things have gone here, guys have had to move positions out of necessity, and just I want to be ready. Once we get out of camp and they stick to a position, they have to move back like Caleb. Caleb played guard, but then had to go to tackle. And Kenny plays all four positions. Kawasi plays both sides. That's what it goes. X, playing 2 positions. Baca playing 4. It just, sometimes you don't want it to be that way, but it happens, and you want guys to be prepared. You want to put them in a situation to have the most success they can. And so I think it'd be unfair if you just throw them in a position and they've never done it before, hadn't experienced doing it. So try to do it early, get it out of the way. Then if you have to revisit later on, you have to have some, they've had some reps there.